Shell is up in what is referred to the Sacred Headwaters. It's the Clapan Basin with the birthplace of the Nass, the Keene, and Skeena River. We don't want coal bed methane drilling at the top of the Skeena River.
They want to do 10,000 wells, so it's going to affect the whole area. And if any of that leaks into the groundwater, it'll get into those rivers.
Our animals are going to be gone once they pollute the rivers. And that's what we live. That's what we live on. Like, we live off the land. Our medicine we get from the land is going to be gone.
I don't really feel that our nation is alone in facing this giant. It's other nations that are also facing this giant. It's their moose, it's their caribou and deer that are going to be impacted.
This one is such high risks in that if it goes wrong, it can ruin the entire Northwest. It can ruin the Pacific salmon industry because it affects 3 major rivers that affect millions and millions of fish.
If you take away the indigenous people's environment and destroy the water, the vegetation, the fish, then you will effectively extinguish and conquer the First Nations.
Alcan and Urucan have been in my territory since 1950 or so, Urucan more recent. In the entire time that they've been operating in our territory, they've never been in compliance with their waste management permit.
They have no human rights. They have no concern for people. They have concern for one thing, and that is oil.
It's unfortunate that we have to spend so much time as citizens standing up for basic rights, basic access to water and to fish in the Northwest. Sometimes the things that unify us are things that we have to stand against. But there will also come a time when we stand unified for things that we want.
Shell obtained a tenure which provided them with a provincially authorized legal right to drill for coal bed methane. Under Canadian law, they have a legal right to drill for coal bed methane.
The laws that sit on the books with regards to energy in Canada were almost written verbatim by oil and gas companies.
What we heard here today is that people are very passionate about the Clapan, that the Clapan is a very special place, that people have a lot of issues and concerns about our proposed coal bed gas exploration program, and that they really have a thirst for and need more information about both oil and gas activities and our plans.
Canada itself doesn't have a strategic oil plan, nor does it have a strategic oil reserve. And I would suggest that maybe some of these areas be set aside and just left alone until such time as we need this oil for more important things than just putting it into people's gas tanks.
People know now, and they understand why we're standing up and why we're getting arrested. We're fighting for our grandkids. We're fighting for their future.
Many meetings we had, we said no, and we walked out on them. But they just continue, and I know what we tell them, what part of no you don't understand.
It's sad to hear a company like that say that they're going to go ahead anyways when all they've faced from the people is opposition. There's been no consultation with the people.
Shell itself already has an extremely poor and bad record worldwide for its practices and in the way that it's extracted resources. I think there's an opportunity for Shell here to show some goodwill for a change. If it's actually sincere about changing its corporate image and beginning to act responsibly, then I think here's its first opportunity.
But I still believe that the ultimate decision rests with the people in the Northwest, regardless of what the law says, regardless of what Shell says. And we've proven in the Northwest that when we stand unified, we're a pretty powerful force. And my reading of this is that folks are pretty determined to not say how this project's going to get done, but to ask if this project is going to get done.